Welcome to Grow Your Strength. Today we're going to start like we do pretty much every session with some breathing. And I'd like you to take some time to find a comfortable position, whether you like face up or face down breathing. And we're just working to integrate the breath, down regulate our nervous system a little bit and prepare for the movement and strength ahead. If you need to adjust your shoulders, or your neck by tucking your chin, about the curve of the low back, make everything feel somewhat settled before you go into just focusing on a nice deep breath in and a long slow exhale. In and out through the nose if you can. We're going to take us over to hands and knees. Just slowly set yourself up for some flexion and extension of the back. Spread the fingers. Have the hands right under the shoulders, and as you round up, drop your head down. Push the floor away a little stretch between the shoulder blades, and then slowly move through the back, dropping the front side down and bringing the shoulders away from your ears, looking up. Try not to push any extremes, but work through your spine. Get a sense of that movement you can access. After your next cycle, we'll go to 90-90 position. And sitting somewhat upright. Just adjust the angle of my knees to about 90 degrees. Use my arms to help lean my torso forward and just angle different directions and pulses. You can certainly stay into a stretch. The more you turn your torso towards your foot, the deeper you're going to feel this in your hip. I just try to keep my back nice and long and use my arms to help keep it that way. And push the front leg into the floor and feel maybe an increased stretch response through your hip. And then take some time to either come down to your elbow, or you could stay up here if this feels a little bit more comfortable, and work on the back leg, slowly bringing the leg into internal rotation. Comes from right in through here up your hip. And be mindful to try and keep your body still and just lift what you can. Find that end range, which means where can you get your foot off to? Can you hold it there for a moment? Breathe. And finishing that off, just take yourself over to the other side. Readjust those angles. Tall again in your torso, and here we go, side two. Feels good. Did you push your leg down as you stretch or leaned forward on the first side? If so, try and repeat that. And then back hip. I'll do the ankle a little bit differently today. So sitting upright, I'm just supporting myself in behind. Just going to gently open the toes and work on flexing and extending. Working the soles of the feet in and out. And try different angles for that. And then into some circles. And then from here, I'll take us to half kneeling. This is the half kneeling rock and with neck turn. So here's half kneeling position. Walk the front foot out a little wider. Gently take the back foot and pivot it across the midline. You're going to be coming down to your down knee side. So as you come down to your hand, just make sure your hand is far enough from your knee that you don't feel like you're kind of a pretzel. And then sit into your hip and then slowly weight shift over your hand. Now you can make sure you're not in a shrug, so pull the shoulders away from your ears and then do a few slow head turns, just mobilizing your neck, looking up, looking down. And then when you're ready to come out of it, you sit into your hip and come upright. I like to say, don't move too quickly through the neck. We'll go one more time on this side. One thing about this position is you can get quite deep into your hip stretch. This is often difficult to get this deep from a standing position. So little time spent on creating some space in your hips will transfer over to better movements. So here's a few more slow neck turns. I sit into that hip again, take a breath in, come upright. Good. Switching sides. Front foot wider, back foot pivoted. Watch where the position of the hand is so you can rock and then load. No shrugging. And one more time. Way to get things warmed up. Wonderful. Okay, taking ourselves to a bear position. So with the bear, spread the fingers, tuck the back toes. When you feel ready, you can lift the knees off of the floor and give yourself 3 to 5 breath cycles. Coming down out of the bear, you can certainly shake out the wrist. And when you're ready, move back into a plank. I sort of don't really know where to go with this because I feel like an open book sometimes when I'm taping classes, but I have had some surgery in my arm for skin cancer and I can't load my arm properly yet because it's been a little bit more than I bargained for. So some of these exercises I'm not able to demonstrate fully because I don't want to slow down my healing. So that was the bear and the plank. And I'll just move on to the get up, which is something that's a little different. Okay, so in the get up, if you know the full get up, please go ahead and do a full get up. I'm going to do it to the high bridge. taking time to set the right knee in the bend and right arm in the air. Make sure you don't have a big curve in your back. So you want to align your posture, take a breath, and roll to the elbow. Now in today's program, I'm only going to go to the high bridge. So now I come to my hand. And I need to pull my hand in just a smidge because I want to lift my weight between my hand and my foot. As you lower your hips back down, you're just repeating, reversing the position. So now I come to my elbow and now I roll away. So that's the get up to the high bridge. Be done with just a fist or a weight in your hand. You could switch sides and do it on the other side. You could do a couple on each side. It's a great core exercise, and as you learn the full practice of the get up, it just becomes just a magical exercise. So I'm going to just do 2 on this side today. Normally I would switch and even myself out, whether it was a full get up or a couple of those partial get ups to high bridge. Looking great. The get up practice, once learned, is a great way to never lose the ability to get up and down from the floor. So I'm really passionate about that. We're going to go to bridges with the option of putting a loop band on and even a weight over the crease of the hips, depending on where you're at with bridging. Take some time to set up the posture again, connect your feet. This would be what I call a hard style bridge, so you're not rolling through your spine. So you want to set your back so that you feel your muscles through your torso are activated. You can push out into the band and lift the hips up, giving your hip muscles a little squeeze and come back down. Now for some people's posture, they have to do the chin tuck and the torso alignment pretty much with every bridge. If you've been bridging for a while, you can take a weight across the crease of the hips and go through some bridges. Don't forget to push out into the band, up, squeeze. These weighted bridges should not really make the feeling change. You shouldn't be feeling this in your back. This is a hip-driven movement. I'm just getting stronger with doing them more consistently. You can add more resistance. That's what the band does too, just in a different angle. Going out, using your side or the lateral sides of your hip, and then up, using that, shall we say, posterior chain. Okay, so I love that bridge with the band. I've kind of been nicknaming it the double-double. Keeping the band on after your set of bridges, 10 to 12 bridges, we'll come up to standing. And this is the side taps, the taps on a 45-degree and a reverse tap. Okay, so you want to set up your base foot, a slight hinge position. So if I'm this way, I'm hinged, and I'm going to take my foot out to the side in that tap. Now you can use reciprocal arm pattern. Good idea to use reciprocal arm pattern, depending on your band and how tight it is and your strength through your hip. Can you control 5 or more reps? In this class, I have programmed 5 on this angle, straight out to the side, 5 back on a 45-degree. And being mindful that when you do this, you're not collapsing the arch of the foot or up into the knee and hip. So keep that in mind. And then with the reverse, step back, feel like you're tightening up that hip. Breathe. Excellent. Okay, little break. And then that work set up for side 2. Slight hinge, back. Do a set of squats with the band on before we break to something else. So taking yourself down into A squat position, feet hip width or wider, toes can be straight or slightly turned out. Should feel good to pull yourself down, push out into the band, uses more hip, come all the way back up to posture. We'll take the band off after that and go right into our first set, reverse lunge with the weight on the moving side. So you're going to take a weight to, say, the right shoulder and step back with the right foot. Holding the weight at the shoulder versus the hip is slightly harder depending on the weight. So keep that in mind. I'm going to grab something a little bit lighter and just use my shoulder to help hold the weight today. You could just hold it here or here. All right, and let's do 6 reps. Step back, get control of your back toes, pull yourself down, and back up. If you're adding breath, you could inhale as you pull down, exhale as you come back up. Great. Nice tall posture. Back. Good. Second exercise is going to be a staggered row. Here's my program. Anchored row in a hinge position. So you could use a piece of furniture, square the shoulders. I'm staggering the stance. The back foot is the same side that I have the weight on. And 6 to 10 reps. Bringing your elbow up to your side and activating the muscles that you can feel through the back of your arm. Excellent. Remember, often say, don't make the exercises too easy and don't make them too hard. Don't have a piece of furniture to anchor on, just anchor your hand on your non-moving or your forward leg and pull. This morning I was listening to a podcast, Mind Body Green is the podcast, and Dr. Peter Attia was the guest. And I just jotted down this quote. So when you finish your rows, we'll go back to the reverse lunge and the rows one more time. I'll read the quote and then I'll do a set of lunges. So Dr. Attia said, exercise is underrated. I don't think most people fully appreciate how much a well-structured exercise program is going to change their life, not just in the here and now, but in terms of the future, in terms of what it means to how well you will live the last decade of your life. So hopefully we all have several decades ahead, but I think that is really well said, because the kind of marginal decade, the 10 years before you pass, this is where we're working towards having a better quality, and having a structured exercise program such as this one, following a program, getting some exercises in for different parts of your body, strengthening the legs and hips, working on the balance and posture. It's all going to help. That's what a structured exercise program is. It's not just randomly picking a few things and doing them. So I follow the program pretty much for 6 weeks, and then that's why you see the first exercise of several sets. Go ahead and do another set of rows. That's good. And I just don't want to do the row both sides today with my arm. I do the body weight though. So here we go. chin tuck. When I say 6 to 10 reps, it's just a rep suggestion. If the weight feels heavy, start to feel something in your neck, you're not in a shrug position, maybe you're just getting fatigued, switch it up. Always feeling like there's this anti-shrug movement when you're doing anything up and through the shoulders. Finishing off your rows, I'm going to change it up to the push-up variations and the side bends. So a push-up variation, depending on where you're at in your practice, could be something elevated. Stepping back from the wall or a piece of furniture and creating a plank position. So I'm tightening up my hips. And then as I pull myself in, I'm thinking about my shoulder blades coming together and pushing away. As I push away, my shoulder blades come apart. Variations of finding a plank on the floor and doing a lower to the floor, a mini push-up or a full push-up would be where you're at. Wherever you are in this practice, just begin with it. And with the consistency, you're going to make progress. Okay, we'll pair the push-up with a lateral bend. So you take a weight, one-sided. If you don't have a weight, you could just simply go like this. But you're shortening one side and lengthening the other, and then you come back up to posture. Taking some time to just feel out the muscles that are required to bring you back up in a side bend. One thing to be mindful of is that when you're standing, you're not locking out your knees, you're not in an extended posture. So try to think about connecting with your feet, floating your weight over your feet. And inhale as you bend. Exhale, come back up. 5 to 8 reps. Nice work. And let's go through these two again. So we've got the push-up and the lateral bend. I think I'll take my push-up to just a plank hold in the wall. Pushing into the wall or furniture, create tension. Just like in a push-up on the floor, you want to create some tension through your hips. Pull your body down like a one-piece unit and then push away. I really like what I'm seeing on the screen there. You know, over time, when I see people get stronger, the push-up is one of the ones that's a good marker, because with practice, it really does come, and it's such a wonderful feeling. Okay, so let's go back to the side bends. Align my connection with my posture. Gently think about allowing your ear to also be part of this side bend. So the ear goes to the shoulder, you get a little gentle stretch through the neck, not moving too fast, coming back up. Weight is one-sided, so there's twice the amount of work here to bring it back. It's nice and slow. Always like side bends. Okay, so I'm going to circle us back to our band work, second round, and then down to the floor for our bridges. So taking the band back to the band taps with the tension of your band and 5 reps, so 15 aside. was that hard enough? You felt like you could have gone to 7 reps or even up to 10 reps, please do. It's always hard to program because your band could be newer than mine or you know what I mean. So here we go. So I'm going to aim for 5, really connecting with this base foot, spread the toes, breathe, and try to get some reciprocal arms. Then I'm taking it back on a 45-degree. I'm tapping on the floor today. One way to make this harder would be not to tap on the floor to keep the leg in the air. When today, it's a floor tap day for me. So just make your choices. Keep focused on your hips and your breath. Good. Felt easier than the first set. Setting yourself up for side 2. Excellent. And reverse. Let's do one more set of banded squats. And I want to encourage you to pick up a little load. If it feels okay to go with your banded squats with a little weight. We'll do 6. Pushing the knees out into the band. Breathing in as I pull myself down. Exhale up. Excellent job. Okay, now just carefully come down to the floor. Let's take a moment to pull the knees in. Still got the band on. Pull the knees into the shoulders, a little egg roll. Pull my shoulders down. Posturally, we're going to go into a double. Not a copy from Tim Hortons, but a double exercise for your hips. Okay, so I put the 10-pound weight across the crease of the hips. Setting posture, push out into the band and up with the hips. You can do a few reps in a row. And if you feel that fatigue through your hips, just take a break, let the knees come in. Adjust the chin, and here we go. Up to 12 of these. Nice job. Taking the band off and going into the bear plank series. So you're in the bear, spreading the fingers, lifting the knees and breathing. Counting breath cycles is a great way to get a rough measure of how long you're holding things. Sometimes I'll put my iPad clock close by. Then you're always glancing at the clock, so I tend to just always go with counting breath cycles. From the plank position, you can hold. In the program, I also have mountain climber, so that would be from a plank position, bringing the toe forward and the knee under the hip. I demonstrated this in previous weeks. Today, I just have to be really careful. I hope you're following along just fine, and I'm sending you some strength love as well. So after a bear plank series, I'm going to take us back to the get up one more time, and then we have our sets in standing to finish. So I'll do a full get up this time, just on one side. You could do partial or full, taking some time to adjust my posture. Easy roll to the elbow. Spread the fingers and come up to the hand, adjusting the hand so that I can lift and pull my knee through. fitting into my hips and coming upright. Then I'm going to adjust for the half kneeling position. Back toe is tucked, hips are level. Take a breath, stand up. You step back with the leg opposite to the hand in the air. Get control of your toes. Pull yourself down. This is where you open the front foot so you've got room to come down to your hand. Take your time, make sure you're not in a shrug, okay? No. The centered shoulder as you pull your weight through to sit on your hip, down to your elbow, and all the way down to the floor. This is a practice. There's no perfect get up. In time, you will get better at it and have faith that's really going to help you. Okay, so we kind of come to standing. This is a one-sided deadlift. And depending on where you're at with your deadlift practice, you could have a kettlebell that you're lifting from the floor, or you can take a dumbbell, kettlebell, and lift from the top down. So this is a hip hinge exercise. I have the weight just on one side. Inhale as my hips go back. Exhale as I stand tall. With the lighter weights, there is always a nice add that you can come up and just slowly rotate your palm out so you get some external rotation and some nice work in your shoulder. You want to make sure you stay square. So as you hinge with the weight on one side, you're not leaning into that side, even just a little bit. How you're training your core strength is by staying even. I'm going to do about 5 per side. And open. Great. Hips go back, stand up tall, open the shoulder. Looks good. Second exercise, we're going to do the light shoulder series. If you have balls or 1 pound weights, you could do that with weight. Otherwise, just do it with body weight. Spreading the fingers, minding the posture. So again, check the knees up here, right? Just kind of a softness where you feel comfortable standing. Many people have a habit of locking out their knees. It's not a healthy habit for your posture or your knees long term. Here's the second one, taking the elbows out to the sides. Feel like I'm moving through some sand. 5 or 6 of these moves, just whatever feels okay, and into external rotation. So bringing the arms up, keep the elbows high, open, and down. And then bringing the elbows to the sides and reaching fully overhead. Spread the fingers. Create a connection through your armpits. Feels good. Okay, so now we're going to go with the step out, lateral step to curtsy lunge. So I'm going to do this with just holding a weight in the center. I'm going to take my right leg and step out to the side. And then I can come up to standing. I can do a curtsy, back to standing, or you can go all the way out, come up and try to get all the way through without a tap. 5 times per side. Hips go back. Hips go down. So when I say back, it's when I step to the side. I want my hips back as opposed to something like this. So hips back, come back up, and then into your curtsy. Nice deep hip work. Switching sides. Good. Now we'll go to the overhead press. This is from standing. I'll be using a ball, 5 per side. If you want to use a weight, please do. From the shoulder, opening and pressing. Guaranteed to elevate the mood. I know I say that every week, but it's so true. Don't move through pain. Okay, so if you got to here and there was a little funny feeling, you could just make your presses to here today. Nice strong posture. Again, opening up completely. I like to rotate my hand palm back to my chest just so that I close the shoulder, then open the shoulder. It's just a little extra. Okay. 5 to 8 reps. Do more if my rep range is too low for the weight that you're using. Always feeling like the body wants to progress, wants to move forward and heal through pain. 1, 2, 3 balance is next. So if you're working around some issues, such as I am, you can tell yourself just ease off on the ones that you can't do today, but focus on more on, say, the legs. The legs are fine. The shoulder is not. The arm is not. Use your arms to challenge yourself in different positions of balance. Every third step, just stop. If you want to make this harder, when you land, have a quick blink or close your eyes to take the visual component out. Stay safe. Try to challenge yourself. We'll go for 10 more seconds. And then I'm going to take us into a balance reach. Now you could balance in the air or to a piece of furniture. Standing tall, reaching the arms forward as the leg goes back nice and straight. Coming back up to posture. We'll do 3 per side. Take your time. Push that heel to the wall behind you. Try not to over rely on the furniture, but use it as a guide to keep yourself square through the body. It started a little late today, so I'm just going to keep going for a moment here. Go back through the one-sided deadlifts, the curtsy, and those balance reaches. Okay, so here's my one-sided deadlift, connecting with my feet, hinging my hips back to the wall behind me as I breathe in, and then standing tall, adding the rotation of the shoulder if you like. If you're going with a lot heavier weight, like a kettlebell from the floor, you might not do the rotation. There's value in the movement, I always feel, whether it's easy or medium. So on those days you have to take things back a notch or two, work on your form, work on getting your hips back. So inhale, hips go back, exhale up, rotation. Okay, lateral step to curtsy. Got this. Back, breathe in. Breathe. Every time you breathe deep, you create some intra-abdominal pressure and some good support for your pelvis, hips, your gait. Good. Go back to the press and then the 1, 2, 3. I think when I mentioned that, I forgot about this one. Pressing overhead, finding my posture through my feet, opening up the shoulder, gaze straight ahead. And then 1, 2, 3, breathe. And adding that little blink, changing the angles, taking the arms out to the sides. We'll go for the next 30 seconds. I'll tell you one thing, is I feel better after teaching this class. So despite the challenges with late, I want to thank you for joining me and becoming a stronger version of yourself. Hey, just like that quote I read, you said, this is a structured exercise program. So let's stick with it and get stronger together. Thank you so much. Have a great week. I look forward to seeing you again soon.